Welcome everybody to Inside Raider Nation with Coach John Lindsey. This is episode 9. It's going to be a double episode since we didn't get in the episode last week with schedule conflicts. And as always, I'd like to welcome to the show Coach John Lindsey. Thanks again, Coach. Coach, let's talk a little bit first about the Alexander game. It was a key, pivotal game in our region. We came up a little short in that game. You want to talk about some of the keys of what happened on that Friday night and how we ended up in the position we were in?
Well, we came out and first half we had some chances to score and we didn't score. And that changed, kind of changed momentum. We didn't get rhythm very well, and Alexander was able to go up at the half 14-7, and that was big for them to have a halftime lead on the road. And we just didn't make some of the plays that we needed to make. And that's kind of what it came down to, and they did. Their kids, they played well on the road.
Right. Looking at that first half, I mean, there was a real chance that we could have been 14-21. We could have been the 21 and then 14 if one or two plays had gone a little bit different. We had a couple drop passes and a couple opportunities right there on the goal line to stick it in. Now, we came out in the second half. The defense did a real good job of holding them to 3 on that opening drive in the second half, and then we had a little bit of a breakdown on special teams that gave them the ball right back. Can you talk a little bit about what happened in that scenario?
Sure. We're using, go back to our 4th and 1 goal line play. We've got a kid subbed in because of another kid's, we've had to put a backup in, and that kid didn't get it done on the goal line, and that caused us to miss 7 points. And that wasn't the only play, but it was the 4th and 1 play.
Right.
And we've had struggles in our red zone, game right now, and we're working on that part of it. And it's going to get better throughout the weeks. As you work on things, you get better at them. And we've struggled down there, but a lot of teams offensively struggle, especially in the type of offense we are, being in the gun and all. You're going to have to struggle a little bit in the red zone sometimes, spreading out. You got to be able to beat people one-on-one. So, working on that part of it, and then special teams. We kick it and nobody moved and ran after him. Once again, we had another kid in that was a backup there at that spot, so he wasn't as familiar. He'd practiced it and repped it, but ball was kicked perfect. Their special teams guys hustled down the field and made a great play. And you got to win special teams, and they won special teams that night. And I really think that made a huge momentum swing. Was able to give them 7 points and look at score.
Yeah, and I heard a little bit of conversation about the kickoff. What had happened is that, if I heard correctly, he thought the guy behind him was going to end up getting it. He thought it was deep enough for the guy behind him to get it. Like I said, he just hadn't had as many reps to be situational and know that, hey, I better turn around and make sure that guy's going to get it.
Well, and we always tell them, don't back up to get the ball. The guy behind you will get the ball.
Right.
And we didn't move on it and just kind of stood there and watched. And, we did that on some other plays, and you can't play that way. Their kids made some plays that we didn't, and, they played well.
Yeah. Well, the good thing that we saw after that, though, was we saw our guys start to turn it on and had a pretty fast and furious comeback, almost pulled it out of the fire on that game. We did have a little bit of a controversial call right there at the end. Some seconds ran off the clock on the first down. The quarterback made a real good play on a crucial situation. It looked like we had some seconds left, and suddenly there's no seconds on the clock after we spiked the ball. What do you feel like happened there? I mean, I know it's a loaded question, but I think even if you watched, WSB was streaming that game on WSBTV.com, and they even talked about how controversial that was.
It was a judgment call. It could have went either way. The part that I didn't like is, official, they met, and you can watch them as they meet. It's not really a meeting. He holds the ball up and runs off the field, like he stole something. And I give me an explanation. Talk, because when I saw the ball hit the ground, I looked at the scoreboard. As soon as it hit the ground, there was still a second left. And I'd just like for him to at least, I wouldn't have agreed with him, but I'd like for him to at least come over and say, hey, look, we met, felt like time had expired, ball game's over. And, I felt like that would have been just courtesy. But, we shouldn't have been in that situation. We had chances to win the game, not taking anything away from Alexander. They did great. Their kids played well. Made some key third down catches. I felt like number 11 made a lot of good plays for them, and we got to make those same plays. We got to make those catches, and their kids did, and they won special teams. And I tell our kids all the time, special teams usually in close. When you're evenly matched, special teams makes a difference, and I really felt like it did this game.
Right, and it was a big factor. Moving past Alexander, I mean, we got past that. We rolled into the next week with Hiram. We knew how important the game Hiram was. It was a must-win. Went in there this past Friday night to Hiram, and went in a little flat. I mean, I think me and you talked about it both, that they were a little flat again going into the game on Friday night. What do you think is contributing to a little bit of the flatness right now?
I have no idea. I wish I did. I have no idea. I haven't been here long enough with these kids really to figure them out. Felt like we didn't play bad Friday night. We made some mistakes here or there, but we really didn't play bad. But, they're not really a overly hype type group of kids. I got after them pretty good at halftime, and, I haven't been here long enough to really be able to read them real well. Really and truly it was 21-0, so defensively we played well. We gave up one there late with the JV with a couple minutes left in the game, but
right.
Emotionally felt like the defense played pretty well. And offensively, we made some mistakes. We turned the ball over a time or two that we didn't need to. But as far as being flat, I really don't know. These are high school kids, and they're hard to read. They're hard to figure out, and we're still coaching them the same way, and we chew on them a while, and we love on them a while, and they just. I don't know.
Well, some good things that came out of the Hiram game is Sean Ford came away with his first touchdown of the year. I mean, it's been coming. He's made some real good catches. In the Alexander game, he was just a couple steps away from breaking, I think, 2 or 3 of them. He got down inside the 5-yard line, just a few more steps. But he came away with a nice touchdown. And then the quarterback, Dylan Prater, wasn't going to be denied on that 4th and 1. Speaking of 4th and 1, you talked a little bit about the Alexander game. I know we've had some struggles down in the red zone, especially short yardage stuff. There's been some questions as to why not more under center stuff when we get down in the red zone. You want to talk a little bit about why we stick with our philosophy when we're down in the red zone too?
It doesn't. Getting under center is not going to help us at all. It's really not. It's the numbers in the box. It's a numbers game. We've got to be able to start winning the perimeter. If you go back and look at when we run our jet sweeps, if we'd hand the ball off more, we'd have scored a whole lot more. We're going to have to start throwing the ball a little bit more because everybody's packing the box. They're getting more in than we can block. So you're going to see us inside the red zone throw the ball a little more, which is a different philosophy for me. I've been a wing T guy, and we'll line up and pound it and, pack more in the box than you can handle, but it's really not our philosophy of what we do. And, people right now they're outnumbered us in the box. And, we're going to change our philosophy a little bit and learn and grow, and, we'll get better at it.
Yeah, I mean, talk about them outnumbering you in the box. I think that's what teams are trying to shift to now is, hey, we're going to stop the quarterback run. We're going to stop the running back. We're going to make you throw the ball to beat us. Now, the good side of that is when Alexander did that to us, we outpassed them. We had more passing yards than Alexander. We just didn't quite do it at the opportune time. So hopefully moving forward, we'll be able to take what they give us.
And speaking on Alexander, as you watch the game, I really got frustrated. I felt like that they physically were better than us, and hats off. I think I talked about Coach Watts before, being in the weight room. He's done a great job with them over there. Their kids were physically stronger than us. They've outworked us. You could see it, and that coach has been there for several years, and their programs in place, their all-season programs in place, and you could tell that made a difference in our game. You could see the difference of us getting up, we're limping, we're hopping, and I'll be honest with you, it's real frustrating for me because I'm not used to being on that side of it. I'm used to being the one that's making the other team limp and hop, and
right.
And that's frustrating. And we got to get to our off season and really, that's going to be the difference. This game, the game we played with them, a part of that was won last January through July.
Right.
It really was. They started working. I know they're working as soon as the season's over, just like we will be this year. But our kids lasted several months and didn't touch a weight, and we had several kids that didn't have a weight training class. And it's hard to be physical when you hadn't lifted weights. And we're now in the region we're in, and the top type of competition we're seeing week in and week out. You got to outwork people in January. It can't be just show up in August and play. You got to really work these winter months and get bigger and faster and stronger. And we're behind right now in that area.
Well, the good thing is this coming season, it's your program.
That's
now.
right.
So going into January, you're already set up, you're ready to
Yep.
roll. The weight program will be in place. And so
Yep.
next year, hopefully, we'll be able to win those battles of strength on the field. Now, we talked about Alexander. We've talked about Hiram. Hiram was a good win for us, propelled us forward. Got a big one coming up Friday night. It's a must-win against Villa Rica. Let's talk a little bit about Villa Rica. I know they've got, I believe, the leading passing quarterback in 5A right now, and their quarterback at Villa Rica. Tell me a little bit about what you see with those guys and the struggles that we're going to have, or the obstacles we have to overcome with them.
Height. They got a lot of it. They're very tall. They've got several receivers that are extremely tall. Not good matchups for us. Their quarterback is a tall kid, throws the ball, a lot of poise, a lot of touch. Throws a lot of things on timing, which is hard to defend. They got a running back. He runs the ball hard. They run a lot of zone, similar to us. And offensive line, I was real surprised. I went and watched Villa Rica play South Paulding, and the thing I noticed was Villa Rica is huge. I did not realize that they were as big as what they are. So, matchup-wise, we're going to have some matchup issues that we're going to have to overcome.
Right. Well, the good thing is our defense continues to be a force. I mean, we've had a couple shutouts. Really, our first-string guys had a shutout against Hiram. So hopefully our defense can keep them in check and get our offense rolling and get some points on the board. Now, offensively, what are you looking for in this game? What do we need to see in this game going into a hopeful playoff run?
Well, it goes back to fundamentals. We want to be able to score, obviously, when we get in the red zone. We want to be able to protect the ball. I think that's big for us. The other night we had 2 turnovers, and, those are costly. When you turn over the football, it's, added possessions. So, offensively, we want to take care of the football and execute. I wish there was some secret magic formula, but there's really not.
Right. Now, how did practice go today? Did you have a good practice?
Had a good practice. Went well. Weather's, I kind of like it a little misty, a little wet. Makes it a little bit difficult to hold on the ball. We have to concentrate a little more, and I think that's helping us, to be honest with you, because we hadn't had downpours, no lightning, anything like that. Just a good kind of mist rain, which has been good for us. So.
Right. Well, now we're winding down. This is the last regular season game. We'll be rolling into hopefully a nice playoff run. Anybody that's ever seen the Boys of Fall video, the coach talks about, tomorrow can wait. These Friday nights are going by fast. And I don't think these seniors realized how fast this season would go by. I mean, Coach, it just seems like yesterday we were doing our first episode of Inside Raider Nation, and we're already here at the end. What have you learned with this group of boys this year? What have you been impressed with, the seniors? What do you think we got to build on going into next year?
It's always hard when you take over a program. This is, I guess, the 3rd program that I've taken over, and you come in, you don't know what you're going to get from your seniors. There's a lot of things I've wanted to correct that I don't know that we've quite made it as far yet as I want to. But, as far as buy-in, I feel like that, several of them have played extremely hard. They've given us everything they got. And I felt like, we've missed some consistency. We've missed that consistency of learning how to come to practice every day, Monday through Thursday. We've missed some of that. But I felt like as the years went on, it's gotten better. They've learned to handle the losses. I feel like we built on and have made us better. After the South Paulding game, we got better after that. And I honestly feel like after the Alexander game, we got better. We're able to watch film. We watch film some, during the day, and that's helped us a lot because I've been able to coach them on this is why this happened, and this is why, we're in the situation that we're in. And, I just felt like our seniors have, they've done a good job as far as staying together. I'd like to have a little more at times, it's the locker room before the game type stuff, that learning how to handle that and prepare for a game. And I'm trying to, go through them with that stuff and prepare them for that, everybody prepares different, but let's focus a little more. I've tried everything in the world as far as motivation, and I'm out on that. I don't know on that part of it. But, our senior class is, it's come on quick, and we got a good group of boys, and, I'm proud of the way we're developing, but we still got a lot of things to build on. And I was really surprised when you sent me the email about how many seniors, Altoona having 40 seniors, and I think South had 32 or 33 seniors, and Paulding County's 26, and Alexander 28, and us with 22. Yep. I figured out real quick what happened on our depth. I mean, we're missing a lot of kids, and I knew that going in. But when you put it in perspective of how many seniors these other schools have, you know, it really comes into, God, that's where all of our depth's at.
It makes a big
We don't
difference
have it.
when you got a senior that can go in behind the
Absolutely.
senior. You know, on offense and defense, you think about it, Altoona could line up 22 and have 18 more to back them up
Yeah.
as a senior class. That is big, especially when you're talking
Yeah.
about 18-year-old young men
Sure.
versus maybe a 16-year-old young man.
Sure.
So it makes a big
And,
difference.
well, and you're talking too, you've got an Altoona program that's, you know, they've been going for several years now. You got a South Paulding program that's been building and been playoff experience, you know, for several years now. So, you know, those things just don't happen overnight. And I know that, but I sure want them to.
Well, here's the good thing: we're 7-2 with the chance of being
That's right.
8-2, and in reality, we still hold our own destiny in our hands. We win out, we win state. I think I've said that before. So, and that's really where our head has to be. We have to just go at every game that, hey, this is the playoffs right here. Friday night's the first playoff game. There is a chance for some other scenarios, but hey, we won't look past Friday night. There's still
That's
a
right.
chance for us to come away with the region, but we got to take care of our business on Friday night.
Yeah, before we get done, I want to talk a minute about our program as a whole, and I want to talk about our middle school program and our JV and freshman program. Extremely proud of those programs. I know our 6th and 8th grade made the playoffs, and you know, what a great season they had. You know, very proud of them. Our 7th grade team, watched them get better every week. Really felt like they made a ton of improvement each week, and got some talent coming up, and I'm excited. I want to get my hands on that program a lot more. This year's been, you know, starting at the top and working my way down through the varsity all the way down to the 9th grade program, and feel like we're on the right track there. So this next year I'm excited about getting a lot more involved in our middle school program, and, you know, hopefully we get it really to the next level that we want to get to with them. But extremely proud of them. 6th and 8th grade, like I said, playoffs. 7th grade, most improved team I've seen in a while. So very, very proud of them, and hats off to those coaches. And I know our 8th grade coaches, and you were also asked to be a part of the All-Star team, and I think that's, you know, what an awesome opportunity and kind of an award, you know, for a great season. So hats off the middle school program. 9th grade program won our region, our conference, I guess you should say. Lost that first game to Alexander, 20-19. Turned around out here and got a win the other night, and close game.
What was the score in that game?
I think it was 20-18, I believe was the final.
I think it was 20-19, wasn't it?
I think
It was like
yeah,
right
it was
at
about the same
part.
score, just
The
flipped.
score just
Yeah.
flipped around.
It was just
pretty
flipped,
interesting.
but man, watching those kids get better, God, they got better all throughout the year. The freshman staff, very proud of the coaches, you know, and the job they were able to do, and you know, we want to win at all levels. That's key. Our JV, you know, we pulled up a lot of kids because of injury from our JV team that just, you know, we couldn't afford to play them JV, but it was great because we got a chance to play some younger kids that hadn't been playing, and they got a lot of experience throughout our JV team. They were able to go down and beat Villa Rica for the 3rd spot, and extremely proud of them. And you know, just top to bottom, here's our varsity. Like you said a minute ago, we're 7-2 going into the playoffs possible, and you know, what a great, you know, things couldn't be rolling much better. Obviously, there's a lot of things still to fix, but I think based on where we're at now, from 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade, we got a bright future if we'll stay together and work together. And that's my goal this offseason, is to mesh all of our programs together and be one Raider, which is what we really want to be.
Well, that'd be great. And you talked a little bit about the JV taking that 3rd place spot. When we spoke about Altoona having 40 seniors, Altoona also has 29 juniors. So what that meant is there were a lot of juniors. Altoona's almost entire JV team was juniors that play some on Friday night. Our JV, we're playing mainly sophomores on our JV, very few juniors.
And it's a small sophomore class.
Yeah, so I mean, it was really a good performance by them. The freshmen came out with the championship. That was impressive. I brought my team down. We watched the end of that game, cheered them on a little bit. It was impressive. I think the program's definitely, like you said, headed in the right direction. For the first year under your helm, I think things are floating the right direction, and I just think we're going to have much better things in the future.
Well, we had 45, I believe it was 45 9th graders out. And that's, you know, my goal is to add to that. My goal is to have 50 so that when they're seniors, we have a class. People are talking about us. Hey, they got 50 seniors.
Right.
You know, and is that realistic? I don't know. It is to me. I think if we keep every kid out, keep them playing, keep them part of our program, that's what I want. And our 8th grade coming up, want to keep them intact. It was a pretty big group of 8th graders, so I want to add to them. And you add that 8th and 9th grade class together, and that's a good group.
Well, as always, Coach, let's finish out the regular season strong. We appreciate you coming on the show. Guys, we're going to be at the Boneyard 7:30 Friday night against Villa Rica. Be there to cheer on the Raiders in the last regular season game. It's senior night Friday night, so let's all be out there to support these seniors. And again, thanks for tuning in. This is Inside Raider Nation with Coach John Lindsey. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.